Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your May 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled 4 agreements and wisdom oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off our own nose astrology as we have in front of us to get an idea of where your folks should be as far as that goes. Right, we have the sun. And for the first few weeks of May, the sun's going to be in Taurus, which is your 6th house of health, work, daily routines. And then it's going to move into Gemini after that, which is your 7th house of partnerships, contracts, and relationships. All right, we have 9. And 9th house energy for you guys is Leo. Astrologically speaking, that area of the sky is a little quiet right now, but you guys are the natural rulers of the 9th house. And 9th house in general points to philosophy, higher learning, and foreign affairs. And we have Aries. So for you guys, Aries is your 5th house, romance, creativity, children. There's been plenty of energy going on there. We had an eclipse there recently. We still have the Mercury retrograde there at the time of recording this. It's going to be out of retrograde by the time we get to May. We'll have Mars in that sign all of May. What else? Chiron's been there for quite some time, of course, the North Node. So definitely makes sense to see this energy playing a role for you guys in May as well. All right, but we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 5 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and challenging that, we have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. So it could just be saying that maybe you might just feel yourselves feeling a little bit sad, maybe looking back on past disappointments, especially when that Scorpio full moon happens. At the time of recording this, it hasn't happened yet, so it makes sense we'd see this pop up for a May reading, but for those of you who watch it as soon as I post it, just be on the lookout for that. As far as maybe around the time of the Scorpio full moon, you just might feel yourselves feeling a little bit more down than usual, looking at past disappointments. But the challenge with the Hermit could just be saying that you might not really have too much time to process that because maybe you have a lot of demands within your career lives to where you can't, really sit there and dwell on this for too long. But I do have to say, for those of you, could just be saying that on the flip side, if this is something that you've been avoiding looking at for a long time, it could just be saying that it might just be impacting other areas of your life as well in a negative manner, such as career. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So again, similar theme to what we were talking about there. For some of you, maybe this is a situation regarding your finances that didn't go the way that you'd hoped it would, right? So there could be some disappointment around that. Or again, like I said, if there's just a past disappointment that you really haven't taken the time to process on an emotional level, it could just be impacting other areas of your life. So it could just be saying that could be causing instability within your careers, within your friendships, and other areas of life. All right, in the past position, we have the 4 of Wands. So this is definitely an indicator that things were going fairly well for you at one point. So maybe this is just more of a short-term thing for some of you, where it's just, like I said, a blip on the radar, where maybe with the energy at play with the full moon, it might just bring emotions back to the surface that, you didn't expect to come back up to the surface for you. But seeing this in the past position says that for the majority of you, it looks like things were going well in your lives. All right, in the present position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So speaking of, maybe having to put a lot of energy toward your career, this is actually a card of Jupiter, and Jupiter actually be moving out of your 6th house this month into your 7th house. So could just be saying that maybe if there was a lot of energy that you were putting towards your careers because it was just a necessity, could just be saying that as Jupiter moves into your opposite sign, which is more related to partnerships or relationships, could just be saying that maybe that'll help alleviate that energy. All right, in the near future position, we have the Empress. So yeah, for some of you, maybe it's just a bit of shifting gears, right? So maybe you were, for whatever reason, you did have to put a lot of energy toward your careers, and now maybe you've had some success with that. So you are able to take your foot off the gas a little bit and actually take a little bit more time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Death card. So yeah, to me, this looks like a good indicator that whatever the situation is around this disappointment, it looks like you really finally will be able to really look at it, take the time that you needed to look at it, and finally put it behind you as well. So yeah, definitely looks like that Scorpio full moon could really be a pretty prominent one for you guys. All right, in the environment position, we have the King of Wands. So this is technically a Leo energy here, but given that you guys are also the fire element, could just be saying that once you do go through this processing, it might make you feel like you're a lot more of control in your situation, right? Make you feel like you've been elevated, right? Even if that hasn't externally taken place, but just going through this process on an emotional level could make you feel like, okay, now I feel more confident, more in my zone, and able to move forward in a positive way. All right, in the environment position, we have the Temperance card. So yeah, this is actually a major arcana card for your sign. And to me, this is an indicator saying that this is probably something that you've wanted for a long time, right? Maybe you've been feeling a little bit out of sorts for a while. And now, looks like things will be playing out to help you get back to yourself in that regard. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Six of Wands. So more Leo energy here. And yeah, this could definitely point to just recognition, right? At the very least, just feeling like you've overcome something important. So, like I said, for those of you, if this is more of an internal journey, right? I feel like this is saying that you feel like you've overcome some things in that regard. And then for some of you, could also play out externally too, because, like we said, for some of you, whatever the situation is that you've been delaying processing, clearing that out could help improve other areas of your life that might have been bogged down by the situation as well, right? So you might not have seen the connection there, like, oh, I wouldn't have thought this breakup I went through 2 years ago would be impacting my job performance, right? But maybe it was, but you just didn't come to that realization. So, whatever it is, looks like it's being cleared out and in a positive way for you guys. All right, the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So, this is the major arcana card for Taurus. So, yeah, it could just be saying that as these energies play out in Taurus season, that's going to be what helps clear things out for you. Especially, like I said, the movement of Jupiter is going to be pretty significant for you guys, moving from your sixth house to your seventh house, because Jupiter is your natural ruler as well. So where your ruler goes, you'll feel it a little bit more than most other signs would. So that could be what's at play there. And I feel like this is saying that, whatever this was, even if you look back at it with disappointment, like, oh man, why didn't I process this sooner, right? Because when it all clicks for you that, oh, maybe this has been impacting other areas of my life that didn't seem related on the surface, you might start to feel a little bit harsh towards yourself. It's like, oh, I should have known that sooner, should have done it sooner, right? But I feel like this is saying that the Hierophant there, it looks like it's saying that the timing was meant to play out in the way it did. It's like we said, even if it's as simple as the fact that you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have thrown so much energy toward my career at the time. I would have processed this thing. Wheel of Fortune could just be pointing out, well, given how Jupiter is placed in your sixth house, looks like karmically you were just meant to be putting more energy toward your work, and now you could move more toward partnerships as it moves into Gemini. All right. From the four agreements, we have be impeccable with your word, and it says let go of self-judgment and blame. Okay, it says being impeccable, you take responsibility for your actions, but you don't judge or blame yourself for anything. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, because like we said, especially if you do look at that situation and feel like, oh, I wish I had tackled it sooner, things would have been going better. Again, like we said, it's like, all right, it's fine, just take it as a situation to learn from, and like we said, it looks like karmically it was meant to play out that way anyway. From the Wisdom Oracle, we have Clean It Up. There's the artwork. The number is 21, and we'll see what that has to say. Alright, essential meanings says getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message: ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home? Also, too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, and does seem to align with what we were saying, right? Where it just seems like the timing's right for the stuff to come up to the surface and for you to process it, which, like we said, makes sense. You have a full moon in your 12th house, and then you have one in your sign as we get later into May. So those are both good times to clear things out. All right, the relationship message says time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So yeah, definitely a positive message there. Again, this definitely seems like a bit more of a solo journey, but let's say if it were impacting your relationship, right, could just be saying that as you do process that, that'll help clear up that situation too. All right, the prosperity message says simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what the symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, and it sounds like if you do have the ability to take a little bit of time away from your work, right? Even if it's just like take an extra day off for a longer weekend or something like that. Looks like that could really positively benefit you overall. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. A wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.